Today we're going to do the next piece of building our Pharos database, and that would be adding a couple reports to the database so that the users can begin to see where their progress is and what needs to be done next, for example. And here's where we have the database at this point. And I did add a query already. This query is the one that I'm going to use. This query project status is what I'm going to use as the basis of the data underlying the reports that I'm going to build. If we open it up, all it's really doing is pulling together all the information that ends up existing on the project form, the project main form. So when we open the project main form here, basically it's going to be this data with the exception of the script. The important data here is not the script itself. I'll build a report that shows just the script when we need to print the script for use. That'll be in a later video, but for this particular time, we need to track what videos we're making, what videos are in edit, what videos have been published, what date they've been published, whether I've paid my assistant or not, those types of information that we want to track. So I'm going to close this particular form, and we're going to use this particular data set to build a form that points to the data with a button that says we can send that data to the printer. So let's go. All right, I will start by utilizing a tool within Access, and that is the Form Wizard. I like using the Form Wizard in certain cases simply because it makes my job go much faster. I don't have to pull a bunch of fields onto the form. I don't have to worry about where the titles are placed. I can get a lot of that basic work done before I even start. So here it is. It's pointed to query project status by default because it points to queries before it points to data tables. And I want all the fields that are in that particular query. I've already chosen them for this particular purpose. When I click Next here, what I want is tabular. The reason I want tabular is because I want a header and I want a detail section. I want the header because in the header I'm going to put that button that allows my user to then send it to a print preview mode to make sure the data looks like it's supposed to, and then send it from there to the printer. So I'm going to click Next here, and I'm going to give it a name. And I'm just going to call this one Project Status. And I'm going to click Finish. Now it'll go ahead and do some building for me. And it won't look very pretty when it's done. In fact, none of these fields right here are wide enough for a date. None of these fields are wide enough to put the information there that I really want. So I need to go in here and then do some modifications. So I'm going to do it while it's on screen. I'm going to let my editor fast forward through this thing so you can see what's happening, but you don't have to be bored in watching it all be done, okay? So I'm going to put it in edit mode, and I'll talk to you again when I'm done. Okay, now you see that I have the form built. What I need to do later is to put a button here that sends it to an actual report that'll look the same, and then move to a print preview on that report. So let's move towards building that report. Okay, so I'll go ahead and let it fast forward through this period of time too. Now you'll know that when I get to this point, what I want to do is have it be a little bit more organized than just on the form. In fact, here I'm going to pluck out the series title and create a subheading in series title so I can see which videos I'm doing for which particular playlist that I want to put the videos into. So we'll go ahead with this. Okay, I just hit save. I think we have a good layout for our report. We can see it in report view now. Might do a little bit of identifying a little bit better the difference between these fields and so forth. But the script is done, and the script done, there's the date for the script being done. The writer being paid is the second line. The recorded is going to be the third line. Can't say I 100% like the way the report has turned out at this point. There's too much data needed on the report. And so may fuss with it a little bit, show it to the user and see what he has to say, and see if he has any suggestions. But what I want to do at this point is put a button here that sends it to the printer. So I'll put it in design view one more time. And I want to add a button here and see if it'll go into the macro builder here and see if I can get a macro that sends it to print preview. And then I'm going to test this out real quick and see how it works. Go to the report view. I like what I see. I'll go to print preview. Print preview looks like it's supposed to go. And once I have it in print preview, I have a print button up here that I can then send it to whatever printer I have attached to my computer. One last thing to do here. Okay, now what I want to do is to take and go to my project status form and put it in design view. And in doing that, what I want to do is I want to put a button here that opens that report. I'm going to go to report operations, open report, next. And it's the project status report I want to open, and click next. And click next and finish. And so it has an open project status report. I can go ahead and see what it looks like in form view, open project status report, and there it is. And I'm in good shape. I'll close that. I do always, like we say we do, as I put a close button here to clean things up and get back to that main menu. So I will go ahead and do that off camera. But here you have how I usually proceed in putting together a report, first on screen, and then I allow them to send it to the printer. Hey, thanks for joining, and please, if you like the channel, please hit the subscribe button so I can grow the channel and that we can do more things. Thank you much. Bye-bye.